Shout out Sniper T on the beat.
Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise, with life on the forefront of the mind. So line for line, you can ride this brain train and you can change your station without even touching the dial. So relax, stay a little bit, but listen for a while. And whether you're bumping this in the whip or in a business fit, it's a meeting you won't want to miss. A meeting for a meal to feed the soul with words for the mind. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Time to take off, it's time to fly. Cause Tamara till the break of dawn is on the rise.
Hey, y'all. It's me, Tamara. Yes, y'all. The studio audience never ceases to make it do what it do, baby. Yes. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. For all my new listeners, new episodes drop every Thursday. I usually talk about my life, my interests, and the ways I'm trying to grow. So come on back through, you feel me? And for all my day 1, 2, 92, 153, whatever week you came in, thank you so much for continuing to support. If you are not, you should totally follow me on social media, and the link to that is in the episode notes. And if you are not, you should totally subscribe to my YouTube channel. Content usually comes out the night before at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesday. So you get that early content, you feel me? And I also will subscribe back if you have a channel and I get the notification. So y'all, so much has changed since the last time that you heard from me, right? So guess what, guys?
At the time of this recording.
Shout out. There's currently a dog in the studio. So it's so wild because on Thursday, or was it Friday? I think it was Friday. Yeah, Friday the 7th. Okay, so first I became a dog grandma, right? So Gizmo is our Shih Tzu that we got. He previously belonged to Kayliana's boyfriend's mom. They couldn't take him when they were moving. And so, you know, they gave him to Kayliana. So originally he was going to be Kayliana's dog. And we bonded on Saturday. She was actually gone all weekend. So Gizmo came Friday. She left, and I was like, he could stay with me because she was going to take him. But, okay, wait, let me get this right. Gizmo came Friday. Kayliana went to work Saturday. That's what it was. And my client canceled, so I was home all day. And so I was spending time with him and all that good stuff. And then when she went to leave, she was actually going to take him with her. But I was like, well, no, why don't you let him stay here? And I'll watch him. That way he can get used to me more. Because he would kind of like bark at me at first. Because I get it. You in a new home with some new people. Like, I get it, right? And we just bonded, right? And so then it was going to be our dog, right? But, you know, my God is a way maker. You know what I'm saying? Yes. My God is a way maker. And, you know, it was just stirring in my heart. Like, I did not know. I have never, okay, I won't say never. When I was in high school for a little while, we had a dog. I guess I've been lying to people this whole time. I thought we had a Shih Tzu, but we actually, I guess, had a Skipper Key, whatever. We had a dog. And then when I moved out, when I had my son, my mom and stepdad, they moved, and then I never saw him again. So that was my brief stint with having a dog. I didn't have to do like training or any of that stuff. So basically, it's like I'm a new dog owner. Like, I've never had a dog. And so I just did not expect for my heart to just instantly like love this dog, right? I don't even understand it. And so it went from, it was Kayliana's dog to it was going to be both of our dog. Mind you, this is not me Debo and this dog from my daughter, right? And then yesterday she was like, you know what? Because when we said it was going to be both of our dogs, I was like, okay, but when you move out, whenever that is, can he just stay here that way? Because I had been saying, and I may have said that on here, that I wanted to get a dog because like my kids are moving out, this, that, and the other. And at the time of this recording, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to 12 Cal. But like I'm single, so like it's just me. Sure, I would love to share my life with someone and all that great stuff, but I'm not finna like rush and just grab up whoever just because kids are starting to move out and whatnot. And so I figured a dog would be a good way to have a companion, somebody who is going to be happy to see me and loyal and want to be around me and all that good stuff. Okay, so then it went from it was going to be our dog to yesterday. She told me, you know what, I might as well just say he's your dog since he's going to stay with you when you leave. So I'm a dog mom, y'all. Like, and it's so wild. Like, all the things I apologize to people that I would secretly judge that I didn't know. Like I remember saying I don't want him just riding in my car. If I'm coming right back and we're going somewhere, he's riding, and not only is he riding, but he's riding shotgun and everybody else got to get in the back. So that's number one. I was like, I don't want him on my furniture. He done been on the couch. Now, mind you, I do have like he has a couple of blankets, so I do put his blanket like over the couch. So like technically he's not on the couch, but still. And then the other thing was me saying I don't understand how people let dogs sleep in their bed. Now, granted, he's on top of my comforter, so like on the outside, he's not under the covers with me. And he's also on top of a blanket on top of that. But I don't know how it just all happened so fast. And it's so crazy because he is super chill. So, like, he's actually sitting in front of this recliner in the studio. He's quiet. So, he's the type that he just wants to be around you. And so he can see me and all that good stuff. So, he's fine. Now, if I was to leave this room, he would start whining and all this good stuff and scratching at the door. So like when I leave for the like to go meet with my clients and stuff, right now we're putting him in the kennel, but I'm gonna get him like this big playpen thing that he can be in so he can kind of like have a little bit more freedom. As far as potty trained, it's so dope. He's 7 months old, so he's young enough that I can have him for a long time, but not too old. But he's also old enough that we're already establishing a schedule. So, like, first thing in the morning when we wake up, I take him out to go to the bathroom. And then every few hours, I take him out. And so, with that being the case, so far, like, he has not peed or done anything in the house. He just waits until I take him out. And then I take him for walks every night and all that good stuff, which that's dope because so in the morning, you know, I might not have wanted to have got up or whatever before. Well, now I know I need to get up because I don't want this dog peeing in my house, right? So he's helping me to become a morning person. And then I have been saying I needed to get back to my Snatch 40s journey. Like it was just really a struggle to get back to it. Well, I want to walk him every day. So far since not Friday, since Saturday, we've gone on half an hour walks like every night. That's just kind of how we end our day. Now, thank God it is spring, turning into summer, because I know in the winter that's going to be very, very interesting. And I'm already thinking about that, but I'll just bundle up and it just is what it is. Now, if there's a bunch of snow, you know, we won't really be able to do it all like that, but still. So yeah, I am a dog mom and it's, man, just done such, I don't know, like it's so wild how it's like so good for my heart and how my heart has just softened so much because of Gizmo. And it's also such great timing because on on Thursday, Janae moved out. So I think I mentioned that Janae was going to be moving out. She's in an apartment with a roommate. And so like I knew this was coming, but it's just so wild because it's always been, honestly, it's always been me, her, and her sister. Like, of course, me and their dad were together at whatever time, but we've been broken up for almost 16 years at this point. And then, of course, as you know, he was killed 8 years ago. So, like, it's been just me and the girls, though, since he and I broke up. Of course, Devon would come over and all that stuff, but he always lived with his dad. And so it's just, I FaceTime her and, text her. I've been over there and all that good stuff, mainly bringing her stuff because it was a move where she thought she was going to have whatever help, whatever, right? And so it's been, though, an adjustment, and I find myself like sad, but there's Gizmo. Like, he just loves me and he just wants to be up under me. And then he has a playful side. So the part of me that's like a kid at heart and childish and all this stuff, I am finding I can like play with him and he's like ready for that. And it's so funny. And then like, I don't know. So I'm super excited. So yeah, that's new. Janae moved out. Okay, y'all. Let me tell you about my yesterday though. Let me tell y'all. You know those Karen videos that you see on Twitter that it just can't be real, but it's real because you're seeing it. But you have those videos that you've seen, right? Yesterday I had my first experience like that, and like I'm so calm now, and I'm gonna tell the story how I'm gonna tell it. But like yesterday when it happened, I was so angry to the point like I wanted to cry and did shed a few tears on the way to my next client's house because I had to get all that out before I, go deal with another client. So I go pull up to my client's house. There's this parking lot across the street from them. And I have literally been working with this client for over 4 months. And I have literally parked in this parking lot almost pretty much in the same spot, meeting with him 2 to 3 times a week, parking in the same spot for almost 4 months, right? And so I pull up yesterday and one of his relatives was like, Tamara, did you park across the street? And I was like, yeah. And she said something like, I'm surprised, or you better be careful because the owner of that, it's like a apartment complex, but not really an apartment. It more looks like a big old house that she probably turned into multiple units or whoever did or whatever. But she was like, the owner has been calling the police and having people's car towed. And I was like, wow, that's crazy because I literally always park over there. And she was like, yeah, that's why I said you're lucky that she hasn't done that. But I wouldn't park over there anymore, either park in our driveway or park in front of the brick house. I have this thing where I don't like parking in people's driveways. So I'll usually park on the street just because I just feel like somebody may be coming and going or whatever, and I don't want to be in the way, right? And so I was just like, all right, cool, thanks for letting me know, meet with my client, leave. I'm sitting in my car. I'm kind of wasting a little bit of time because I have a while before I have to get to my next appointment. And so I'm texting and I'm also putting my little notes so that when I go back to do my documentation, whatever, whoop-de-woo. Now, I had started the car, but you know how when the doors automatically lock, that doesn't happen until I start driving. So I started the car, but I'm just sitting there. And then all of a sudden, my passenger side door snatches open. And in my mind, I'm thinking, did this dude come out here like, well, what does he want? Because I'm thinking it's my client, because why the hell would anybody else in the world be snatching my car door open that I don't know, right? Okay, so car door snatches over. I look over to my right, and there's some older white lady who's like, what are you doing over here? Like, yeah, she was like, what are you doing over here? And I was like, what? She was like, what are you doing over here? Because I'm so like very confused at what's happening right now, right? And I was like, why did you open my car door? And she was like, because I need to know what you're doing over here. I said, okay, well, if you want to know what I'm doing, then you knock on my door and you ask me. You don't snatch my car door open. Y'all, why this lady, and I'm trying to remember it all, whatever, but why this lady go, oh, I'm sorry, knock, 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 and knocked on my car window and was like, what are you doing over here? And so I was like, who are you? And she was like, I'm the owner of this property and I need to know what you're doing over here. And I was like, okay, well, you may own this property, but you don't own this car, so close my car door. She slammed my car door, She slammed my car door and walks off. And I roll the window down, language, y'all, whatever. And I was like, you are so lucky this is me sitting in this car instead of somebody else who might have shot the shit out of you. And then she just kept walking. And then I had to calm down. And like, honestly, with as angry as I was, it's like she's lucky that's all I said. I didn't call her out her name. I didn't do any of that. That's actually true. She is very lucky that I am the one that was sitting in her car because as I have told people about this story, everybody else has told me what they would have done had that been them. And it would not have been what I did, which is really educate her on close my door. And it's so crazy because what makes me maddest about this, right? Because honestly, she really could have came up to my car, banged on the window, and been like, get the F off my property. And I actually would not have been upset by that. Why? Because it's her property and she wanted me to move. Sure, she could have said it a better way. She could have called me the N-word. She could have did whatever. And let me just clarify right now, she didn't do that because, excuse me, she didn't do that because I'm black. So this isn't some me saying she's racist because the person who warned me about her is not black. You know what I'm saying? The person who warned me about her looks like her. Well, you know what I mean? So like, it's not no, oh, she did that because I'm black. That's just how she is, period. You know what I'm saying? But what infuriated me the most about this, like the more that I thought about it, and that's why I just had to like cry it out, pray it out. Thankfully, it was about a 45-minute drive in between clients. Well, maybe the maddest is because it's like the audacity of you to snatch my car door open, language again, excuse me, but like I'm a little bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like you really just this is not your car. You know this. And you just snatched my car door open like you just really thought you could do that and you have the authority and nobody's going to do nothing to you. And you know what, ma'am? Because I don't know her name. I've literally never seen her before. And again, I have parked there every single time. I know I haven't had this vehicle long, but this vehicle has been there every single time I've met with this kid since I've had this vehicle. And this kid doesn't miss. So when I say 2-3 times a week for 4 months, literally like clockwork, at that same, at the same time, because I'm like, okay, we're going to meet at this time on these different days, right? And what's crazy about it too is what it really made me think about is I don't know how y'all, whoever y'all may be, when things happen, I do not know how the first thing that comes to y'all mind is to record it. Because when I tell you, and I had my phone in my hand at that time because I was texting Janae, I believe, when I tell you the last thing on my mind was to record what was going on because I was so confused and angry because I literally was not doing anything. That's the thing too. I know when wherever she came from and saw me, because I don't have tinted windows, so she could see that I was literally sitting there with the car running but looking in my phone because I was texting, like I said, making some notes in the notes app. So I was like in my phone. It's a phone. I didn't have a weapon. I didn't have whatever. And you could see all of this because, again, my windows are not tinted, y'all. And so I had that experience yesterday. And that's the first time I've ever had anything like that happen to me. It's so wild because if I did not experience it myself, like it's just mind-blowing to me that anybody would do that. But we see it on social media all the time. That's the crazy thing. You see it on social media all the time. And even in them instances, I'm like, what? But you know, with social media, some stuff really could be staged, right? Like people will post anything and almost do anything just for clout, just to go viral, this, that, the other. So that's always in the back of my mind when I see some of these videos on social media. And part of me wishes I recorded it, but that literally was nowhere in my mind because I was so very much on some what the hell is happening right now, mostly trying to tell this woman to close my door, because who do you think you are, ma'am? Right? You lucky, because I was really not like telling my kids about it after the fact. I was really on some, I want to call my mama or my granny or my auntie and have them bash you right now. Now, of course, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And I can imagine my mom being like, really, Tam? And then start trying to pray for me or something like that. But man, yeah. And then that's what made me even madder. Because what's crazy is when I say be kind to people and be this, that, and the other, what I said to her in the grand scheme of what happened, again, I did not call her out her name, none of that. Really, it was a warning, because you can't be snatching people's car doors open, right? You can't be snatching people's car doors open like that, right? But even with that, I actually felt bad about that. That's what even made me madder, because I'm really the type of person that's why I sat there and I was like, if you wanted whatever, all you had to do was this, because like, don't open my car door. Like, who are you? You know what I mean? But I felt bad about what I said to her. Now, am I going to go apologize and all that? No, I hope I never see this lady again in life. But I actually felt bad about that and was just like, Lord, forgive me, because even I know the heart behind me saying what I said. I know, things about my life and stuff like that. So me saying what I said, I know the intent behind it. I know I was angry. I know I was whatever. And then I'm mad at that, the fact that she took me there, because I am not someone who is easily angered at all. I will make a joke, laugh, whatever about stuff before it really, really makes me mad. And to take me to the level of wanting to cry, there are very few things in life, and not wanting to cry because I'm sad, wanting to cry because that's how angry I am, right? You took me to a level that, man, there's not many people on this earth, and there's not many things in this world that take me to that level of anger, because I'm just a chill person, and I really try to I really try to understand people's perspectives, rationalize things, whatever. And she took me there, right? And so then I was mad about that, right? But you know what I'm saying? I guess in her good luck or whatever, she's blessed that I was the one who was sitting there. I hope she never does that again, though, because like, you bold for that. You know what I'm saying? You real bold for that. And you just, if you're wondering what I'm doing, like maybe you're concerned I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing, why would you snatch my car door open? Because if I really was doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing, that means I probably have things, keep that thing on me to do what I got to do to protect myself while, like, girl, what? So, y'all, that was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Man, yeah, it was a time to be alive, y'all. But aside from that, though, and here's the dope thing about it is my schedule actually got moved around. So the client that I was headed to see next, I normally don't see on Mondays. I actually normally go do something else. And y'all, we went to the park, because it's like a super low, like, we're not really working towards anything specific type thing. So we really just hang out and like go here, there, and everywhere. And we went to the park yesterday. So I'm in the sun, getting all the vitamin D, pause if necessary, because, I'm swinging, you know what I'm saying? I cannot even, I almost died on the swings. I ain't gonna hold y'all, but I can't remember the last time I swung on the swings or whatever. And so I got to like have fun and be a kid and all that good stuff. And that was very much needed. But I think mainly the sunshine, because they say that's just so good for your mood. So literally just being out in the sun. By the time I left that appointment, I just felt so good and I was not angry anymore. And then I picked Kaylee on up from work, came home and saw Gizmo, who's always so happy to see me, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so that's the dope thing about it, because it's like there was a way made to help me endure something that I didn't even know was going to happen. And that's why I don't ever trip, like when appointments are canceled or stuff shifts around or whatever. I never trip off that because, one, it always works out the way that it's supposed to. But like, yeah, that is a prime example of how I was not even supposed to be where I was yesterday, but I'm so grateful that I was. So that's all I have for y'all today. As always, make sure you take care of yourselves mentally. Make sure you take care of yourselves emotionally. Make sure you take care of yourself spiritually, physically. Be healthy in your relationships. Don't be snatching folks' car doors open. You know what I'm saying? That is wild and reckless behavior. And thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you soon. Bye.
Ladies and gents, this concludes transmission. Tune in next time for a whole new edition. Another adventure and mission to share, be heard, and clarify the vision of this whole new world for